German Grand Prix. He's going along on the first stint here, Scott. Going to 5 red lights for the German Grand Prix. And we are off 6, but no, oh god, he's made contact with Alonso. World champions on the back of him, and Scott's weaving a tiny. Surely Toro Rosso going to call to let him through, but Alonso is going down the outside, wheel-to-wheel stop here with Fernando Alonso, and Scott holds his own brilliantly there. Hey the guys, over here bringing you my F1 2013 career mode with Scott Jenson. Today he's having a very good weekend indeed. Scott is, as he's into Q3. He's starting in 10th place. He's elected not to run in Q3, but he was able to get through to Q2 on the prime tires, which is a second time he's done that. He managed that in Germany as well, so second time for that, and also a second time he's made it into Q3. So right now the Toro Rosso is looking very good on straight a one-lap pace really, but obviously, you know, tyre was going to be issue here. The Hungarian, it's a very high tyre wearing, high wearing track for tyres. And the Toro Rosso really did not look that great in free practice 3, so we'll have to see how that goes. But looking at the setup, he's got quite a high downforce setup, and you're going to need it here in Germany. Obviously, that sector 2 is very bumpy and kind of, you know, very twisty, so you're going to need a lot of downforce through that section. But also, you know, that maybe compromises the pit straight and the DRS zones mainly down after the pit straight and after turn 1. But, you know, Scott's also got some curves. You can strategically use that in those sectors. So now we're looking at the pit strategy, and at the moment it's got him on the option tyres. For some reason it's locked out on the option tyres, even though he did not qualify on a set of tyres, so maybe a bit of a glitch that maybe the game's got there. But he's starting on the option tyres, going to primes, and it looks like the plan, well, the strategist is saying option, might have to see with the tyre wear, may have to be 3 sets of primes, or maybe 2 sets of primes in an option. We'll have to see how it goes really, but that's a bit optimistic to go on 2 option sets, considering the options really do wear out quite fast here, probably about 7 laps. 8 laps at a push. We'll have to see how it goes really for Scott today. But here at Hungary, it's a bit overcast. We've got 1% chance of rain, which is a bit weird, a bit strange for the computers to say. 1% chance of rain. I suspect that will probably become nothing. I think that will just be a bit of a maybe what if. 1%, that's quite a small chance. I'll be quite surprised if it rains in this race at all, really, with those chances of rain. But we'll have to see. You never know. You know, career mode's thrown up a whole lot of stuff lately and in the past on previous games, so we'll have to see. We've got Sebastian Vettel on pole position in his Red Bull, doing a great job, but he'll be gunning for that win. His teammate's been on quite a streak row, winning 2 races in a row previously, but now it might be time for Sebastian to step into the spotlight. So we're going to 5 red lights here at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Scott Jenson puts it up into Rich Mix, and he's off. And he's going to use a bit of curves, and the engine will surely be really knackered at this point with Rich Mix. And yes, there you can see on the graphic there, we can see the engine's really taking some torture now. Scott probably has to put it back into standard mix soon, but he's diving down the inside, and oh god, he's just clipped the back of Hamilton there, nearly sent into a spinner, but he's caught it now, and he's side by side with Mark Webber there. Mark Webber's going to get the run on him, Masters behind Scott, and he's going to dive down the inside, and oh god, he pushes Fernando Alonso wide, not giving Alonso too much room. He was already getting friendly with Alonso and the German Grand Prix and didn't let him through and held his own against Alonso, and looks like here he hasn't lost any of that fight and has made sure Alonso has to go the long way around if he were to overtake him. So Scott's up into 4th place, and maybe this Grand Prix is now going to get into the kind of sit and hold position, and we're coming on all the way to lap 6. It's nice and sunny now here at Hungary, and Scott is really struggling with his tyres, and it looks like he's really struggling out traction zones. And actually, yes, he's going to pit now, so that's a whole 2 laps earlier than he was planning, I'm told, in my ear. So that's quite strange. The Toro Rosso really having some high tyre wear here at the Hungaroring, so he's going to change down to lean mix as he goes through the pit stop. We're going to see how long it takes, and the Toro Rosso boys are going to want to do a good job, and I think they'll be quite surprised at the tyre wear, especially with Scott. Jeroen Vergne seems to be managing it much better, and so Scott goes onto the prime tyre, sorry, the white wall medium compound tyre, and that should last him at least, I would say, 10 laps if he's pushing it. We'll have to see how the Toro Rosso handles. Theoretically, the option tyre should have gone about 8 laps. but he's gone 6th, so we'll have to see how the primes last. So on to lap 7, he's already caught up to the guys who are still on option tyres. Gutierrez really brake checking Scott into that corner, so he gets a little tap from Scott. No palm done there. So now we're going through and look at this train of people with the option tyres, really struggling for grip here, and Scott's getting pushed back by Hulkenberg as he's slowing down quite a lot of that traction zone. He's going wheel to wheel with Hulkenberg, got Gutierrez behind us, so it's like a three-way horse here, to quote Ryan LA3, and we're going down the inside with Scott, and he's going to make a lovely move there past Chilton. I think that was De Resta there, and might have got squeezed out by Chilton, so I don't know how that's happened. So Chilton doing miracles there to pass the Force India, but now Scott's on the back of Fernando Alonso towards the end of lap 8, and he's hustling and harrying Alonso, and now the engineer's telling him to hurry up and try and overtake him. Obviously this dirty air's not going to help, especially in sector 2. He's understeering a bit through these sections as he's the dirty air effect on this game is greatly increased since last game, and so he's following Alonso quite closely. He's going to want to try and dispatch him. Alonso really struggling with tyre wear into this braking zone. He really brakes nice and early, and that makes Scott push him wide a tiny bit. The stewards aren't overly happy with that, but they're going to give him a kind of warning there. But really, you know, under the circumstances, Alonso with high tyre wear, I'm not surprised the stewards didn't give him anything for that, because really Alonso, you know, it was a battle that he was always going to lose, really. So now Scott onto lap 10. He's using all his curves, and it looks like we've got put someone in the pits. No, Scott's overtaken him in the pit, so Scott is up in the 3rd place somehow. So Scott doing a brilliant job here at the Hungarian Grand Prix. He's up into 3rd place somehow. Got Sebastian Vettel in 2nd, who is fighting for the lead. I think that might be Kimi Raikkonen or Grosjean. No, it's Rosberg, sorry. My mistake. Rosberg in the lead at this Grand Prix right now. And Raikkonen on lap 13 is having a go at Scott Jenson, but Rosberg is leading the race. Vettel's fighting hard. He's having to work hard for it. But Raikkonen now onto lap 13, battling for 3rd position. He's going to get DRS and going to overtake Scott Jenson. And Scott just has to yield. No point kind of fighting a battle that you'll always lose. Scott's not really racing Raikkonen, so he can afford to let him go here. I think we're getting a bit of team radio going into lap 15. I don't know what you want me to do. I can't drive any slower. These tyres are absolutely crap. I've got no traction. Okay, it's got box now, stock 1 in box, stock 1 box. We'll pit now. We might have to go to the end on 2 sets of primes. Just box now. So it appears now that Toro Rosso are really struggling with some tyre wear, especially Scott. Jurgen Verne, I'm seeing, is actually going quite well, so I don't know what the setup is on Scott. Maybe that's really affecting the tyre wear, but he's not doing well here in terms of tyre wear pace. His overall one-lap pace was very good, obviously, in qualifying. He got into Q3 without any issues, and, you know, generally at the beginning of the race, he was looking good on the option tyres. Just the tyre wear really hampering here and not allowing him to really show his true pace, but he will be getting still good points here at this rate, and I think he's fighting really for 4th place at least here. And so we're coming on to lap 17, and Mark Webber is coming out of the pits, and looks like Scott's just gonna make it around the outside of Mark Webber. Just about makes it around the outside of Mark Webber, so that's a good move from Scott there. Webber going option so far on the Grand Prix, so he's yet to go on the prime tyre, but now Mark Webber surely will be fast enough to maybe try and make a move on Scott later on into the race, but no, on lap 24 we've cut, and Webber's nowhere to be seen. I think he's already made his pit stop, but Scott is really struggling for traction, as you can see there out of that corner. Alonso is actually caught up to the back of him, so Alonso, after going down in this Grand Prix to about 15th place at one point, he's made his way back up into the big points paying positions, but Scott's going to make another pit stop on lap 24, a final pit stop I feel for the prime tyres. I think this will be I'll be quite surprised if he goes on the options, and no, there's confirmation he will be going on the prime tyres, so this will be Scott's last pit stop, I think. At least I hope for him, really. If he has any more tyre wear issues, we could see him going out on the points at this point. So it's a 3.1 pit stop for the Toro Rosso boys. So a good job there to get Scott a nice pit stop time. And he's going to come out into 9th place, I think that is, on lap 25. Now Scott's going to have to go to the end. He's going to have to take some life, a tiny bit of life out of the tyres to make sure at this point that he stays ahead of people. And on to lap 34, the penultimate lap of the race. And Scott is just really struggling out of this corner. He's got it on lean mix right now to get out of those corners nicely, and Sergio Perez is really hustling and harrying him at this point, and Scott has really been struggling this whole stint. He's got to go 10 laps. That's one more lap than he's ever gone on the prime tyres. As we're coming through onto the last lap of the Grand Prix, Perez is still very much on the back of him, but Sebastian Vettel has won the race.
Oh man, they gave me a run for the money. Woohoo! Yes, and yes again.
So Sebastian Vettel has won the Hungarian Grand Prix, but we've still got action here onto the last lap, and look at those tyres, they're completely wrecked, and Scott Jenson's really struggling here with traction out that hairpin. Going onto the pit straight, will Sergio Perez make a last dive move? It's starting to rain here on the very last lap of the Grand Prix, but no, Scott's going to come through for 5th place, and now I think some team radio. Good race, guys. Good race, guys. Tyres felt completely crap today. I don't know what's happening with the car, but good job, guys. Good strategy. We made it into some good points. Thank you again. So that wraps up this spectacular Hungarian Grand Prix with Sebastian Vettel winning and Scott Jenson getting some brilliant points. If you guys enjoyed this F1 2013 Career Mode episode, please give it a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new for weekly F1 content. I've been aarava. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to be passing over to Jeff, my colleague, to take you through the race results and some interesting news about Scott in the future. Yes, so it was an absolute fantastic Hungarian Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel stormed through, but he had to fight hard as Nico Rosberg led most of the race. Kimi Raikkonen, the Iceman, kept his cool and came in 3rd place, with Fernando Alonso, a brilliant drive from 15th at 1 point to 4th place. Scott Jenson got some brilliant points in 5th place, and that means he's 7th in the Drivers' Championship, currently with Lewis Hamilton overtaking him, but they're level on points. Scott doing a fantastic job, but there are a few rumours knocking around that he may not be in Toro Rosso for so much longer. The constructors, Toro Rosso are currently in 6th place in the Constructors' Championship, ahead of McLaren crucially still. But as I said, there are some rumours knocking around, but Scott is doing a fantastic job in 7th. So, on to the rumours. Now, there's been rumours knocking around in the paddock lately that Scott Jenson might be making a move to Sauber, as Ferrari are quite worried that Red Bull might be stealing Scott Jenson away, as Scott has been getting quite friendly with the Red Bull crew at Toro Rosso, and Ferrari have fears that they may be losing their star young driver. We'll have more to follow on a special report at the Belgium Grand Prix next time, but till then, we hope you've enjoyed this fantastic Hungarian Grand Prix, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye and good night.